guys, welcome back. It is time for another State of Wrestling podcast. Thanks again for joining us. Our first one of 2024. This one is going to focus on the craziness of the free agency that's been happening over the last few months. And we're going to delve into a little bit of WWE talk with the Netflix deal, The Rock, and Vince McMahon, and those allegations. So without further ado, with me once again, Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything in between. He has a new channel, Campo.Reviews. Go check that out, where he just reviews poos. He reviewed my cat's poo review the other day, so go check that out.
Cat doesn't exist, so there was no poo. You can't see him, John Cena.
He's a John Cena cat. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about this free agency frenzy that's been going on in professional wrestling over the last couple months. So many people, so many contracts expiring. It's a great time because you don't know who's going to go where.
This has never happened before.
No, it has not. And we're going to try to stay away from fantasy booking over who we want to see go where, unless it's already happened. Like something like we were talking about a couple weeks ago with the TNA review, Alex Hammerstone. We thought he was signing with TNA, but instead he ends up in NXT. So
the roster in WWE is way too bloated now. And I just want to point that out too. I just keep getting lower in this chair. Eventually I'm going to be on the floor. I want to point out to all the crybaby people out there that said the AEW's roster was too bloated. Like
WWE's doing the same thing.
I don't want to hear no hypocriticisms here. You gotta go back now and look and be like, wow, WWE's roster is also now way too bloated. There's way too many people in the WWE roster.
Oh yeah.
They easily filled a 30-man rumble and a 30-woman rumble and still had so many people left over who weren't part of the matches.
And the thing is, we didn't, and this, I think the first year in the Rumble, there were no legend surprises, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I thought for sure Undertaker was coming out.
Why Undertaker, though?
Because he's like a famous wrestler, and why not have Undertaker? It sells tickets.
You were hell-bent on Michelle McCool.
Well, yeah, because she's been in the Rumble the last 4 years in a row.
Yeah. And same thing, I was expecting Trish, I was expecting Lita. We got none of them. But we know why Trish came back. She needed the money for her divorce.
Okay. And to get those plastic abs put in.
Right. But some of the top free agents out there that have been making, I guess, indie appearances, big appearances. One of them making a lot of waves is Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, but we still don't know where he's signed.
No.
I'm hearing rumors now that he's signed to TNA.
Yeah, I heard that too.
For sure. We do know that
He'll be having a match.
Signed to TNA.
Yes, that is official.
Dana Brooke is signed to TNA. Not Subculture. The grizzled young vets are in TNA.
Are in TNA now, yeah.
And didn't they just sign somebody else too? I could have swore they just signed somebody else. They got Zaya Brookside. They signed the Subculture girl.
Danny Luna, yes. So TNA's bringing in some of those pieces that they've lost with some name recognition value and, but
without making it be like getting in the way type signings.
Yeah.
And I don't want to point fingers here, but Miro has been a guy that you signed for name recognition and he's a good wrestler, but he's kind of just gotten in the way. He hasn't really had that many amazing things to talk about.
Really, the only guy that they signed from WWE that's made any kind of no pun intended impact in AEW has been Malachi Black.
Yeah, they're great.
And Pac.
I mean, Brody Lee had his moment.
Yes, unfortunately, Brody Lee did pass away in that, or else he would have had a pretty good run.
There's a few people, but yeah, you're generally right. And TNA, I think, is doing it the smart way. If they get Mustafa Ali, I think that really cements them.
He can have such a great feud with Chris Sabin.
From watching Hard to Kill, we haven't seen pictures of the hard cam side, but the rest of the arena
was pretty packed.
Venue was full.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that many people at a TNA show ever.
Yeah,
since I've been watching wrestling again.
I think because it's also the first TNA show in 8 years.
But I think they've proven that they can sell those places out.
Oh, yeah.
It's just they don't need to go for all the way big, but you can sell out those little
Like
arenas.
like what we have here, like the Coca-Cola Arena, which is was it?
That's still kind of big, but I think they in Toronto, in a place like Toronto, you could do it.
They're big in this market anyway, but
All wrestling is big here.
yeah,
Like every show I've been to is almost basically a sellout,
yeah. But I mean,
minus the
like,
SmackDown section,
but
that
even
weird like
even
section.
even when we went to at Final Resolution, yes, it was a small arena, but like it
It
was,
was overpacked. They
yeah, it was
oversold.
they oversold, yeah. So that's a good thing. So that means they know they can sell more tickets.
Yeah, they can.
But going back to what we are talking about, the free agency market, New Japan is hurting. New Japan has lost so much talent over the last two,
Well,
three
we're about
months.
to watch more people walk.
Apparently, all the members of War Dogs don't have contracts.
Except for the British guy.
Which one?
What's his name? Dan Maloney.
Dan Maloney. Oh, so he did resign Dan Maloney?
Dan Maloney already got signed. The
Okay,
other three were already on contracts that were like
coming
starting to
due.
go. When Dan got signed, he's still on that.
Apparently, even Finley's working without a contract right now.
I mean, that could be, maybe that's why we think Finn might come back. Maybe because they know that Finley might walk, so they're gonna bring in
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor to take
Because
over.
Finn Balor's contract is done this year. So WWE has a lot of contracts coming due this year. They got Drew McIntyre, they got Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch all coming due this year.
It's Becky Lynch is gonna will and Seth Rollins will both resign.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we're not talking about WWE yet, so I mean they made smart signings. You got Jungle Boy,
Jungle Boy, I think, is
which
still technically
we
contract.
still don't know, but like
Yeah.
let's just assume. We're just gonna assume here.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali, maybe we don't.
I mean, Mustafa Ali's probably going to do a few appearances. Matt Riddle, maybe?
Matt Riddle, maybe. Jacoby Fatu,
Yes.
Jacoby Mugatu.
He is officially signed from what I think.
Yeah, and they got Stephanie Vacour.
Hmm.
So that's very big.
Yeah. That's their Julia replacement.
I think so. Yeah. They just they gotta stay smart here.
Yeah.
I think the
Because Okada's walking, Osprey's walking.
Jay
Maybe even
White just walked.
yeah, Finley could be walking,
Yeah. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are gone. We
are
know
gone.
that.
And apparently WWE's super interested in Coughlin and Connors
Yeah. And AEW also wants Connors
and
and
Gabe Kidd.
Gabe Kidd.
Yeah, so but I mean, I could see that working with WWE because their tag team division is kind of lacking right now.
Yeah, but they do it to themselves because they have good tag teams and they split them.
Yeah, like they did with the Owens and Zayn.
That's what AEW has been really good lately at making odd couple tag teams and then leaving them as tag teams.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and stuff like that. So
But
we'll
even now,
see.
where is Jeff Jarrett? I haven't seen him in.
I mean, he's old.
Yeah.
They're probably resting. They're gonna do a comeback.
Okay.
Maybe that's what the whole Daniel Garcia thing is.
Maybe. Who knows? It was Satnam Singh that attacked him.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think in terms of roster safety, I think TNA, AEW, and WWE are safe.
Yeah.
I think it's everybody else in the world right now that's going to be get picked apart. Rev Pro, the Japanese companies, the Mexican companies. I think they're all about
Yeah.
to get.
Because we were talking about it at the end of our first New Beginning in Nagoya review. We were talking about the fact that New Japan is at that weird point right now where a lot of the guys are walking. A lot of the older guys are a little too old to carry the company now. And that we're going to see this influx over the next year or two of brand new talent getting pushed.
And I think there's going to be a lot of banking on AEW, TNA, and Noah to help them put on the events and keep them at a large scale.
Hence the reason why we're seeing a lot of Kiyomiya in New
Yeah.
Japan lately.
And because you're going to need those big names to help you keep your pay-per-views getting selling, right? Because you don't really have that roster anymore of like, oh, there's going to be Kenny Omega versus Osprey versus Jay Lethal. I mean, Jay
Yeah.
Lethal versus
Jay White.
Jay White versus Okada. You're not going to have that anymore.
Yeah. Which could lead to the fact that even though he is the All Japan champion, he's still a free agent, is Nakajima.
Yeah, I heard a lot of rumors that WWE's really interested.
Apparently,
But
he
it's
was at the Rumble,
yeah, well, he's a lot older though. And
but
WWE's
Nakajima would be
always
somebody that can kind of bridge the gap over the next year or so to
with
get
Noah.
no with New Japan. If he goes to New Japan, he's someone that can bridge that gap over the next few years to help that newer talent establish themselves, and then they're ready
Yeah,
for the next phase. Because
I think
we're on the verge of something special with New Japan here.
we could be. Yeah, you're getting there with Noah as well.
Hmm.
Um, we're really gonna have to wait and see how it plays out.
Ninja Mac, new GHC champion,
I'll take it.
at least the junior champion.
Yeah, at least a junior tag champion.
Yeah, come on, finally give it to him, man. Like, what are you guys waiting for? Ninja Mac and Alejandro
Well,
deserve
they
it.
had to make yo hey yo hey yo hey yo Leo.
Leo Rush, is he hurt? He's still hurt, right?
No, he just wrestled a match in GCW,
Okay,
and apparently it was really good. I saw a lot of people saying it was really good.
okay. So I guess he's done with his time in New Japan's done then.
I think his time. I
He
don't think he
never
was
had.
ever
I think it was just
contracted.
a handshake agreement with them, right?
Yeah, because I think his contract was really with TNA, and now the reason we haven't seen him on TNA since he got injured is because his contract
It
expired and they
expired.
just let him go.
Yeah. Apparently, he is difficult to work with.
I mean, you never know. He might show up at MLW.
Yeah. And someone
Speaking
who
of
else?
MLW,
Yeah.
they might have Matt Riddle. We don't know.
Yeah.
They definitely have Sami Zayn. Sammy Callahan is
Yes.
now part of
He's is part of
MLW.
MLW. But I was gonna say too, with Leo Rush too, MLW is now I lost my train of thought. I don't keep notes on this one. But we were saying going back to someone difficult to work with. That's why we haven't seen her signed anywhere is Monet.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
she's just asking for too much.
I think okay, let's segue to AEW, I guess.
Hmm.
Monet is probably going there. There's a chance Okada's going to be there. They just got a few people. They let a few people go. I think they're starting to they're more starting to balance the roster
Yeah.
rather than like they went through their like initiate like TNA period, WCW period where we're blowing up. Let's just sign everyone we can. And now they're realizing, okay, we need to keep this guy, this guy, this guy.
Let's see what sticks. Yeah.
Let's see what sticks. They're definitely bolstering the women's division. Mariah May came in. Deonna Purrazzo came in.
Megan Bain's
Megan
coming in.
Bain has now officially left Stardom, so she's
Hmm.
probably coming. Riho came back, and then they
Disappeared again.
said she was going to be permanent, and then now is back wrestling in Japan. So I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
with
Same
that.
thing with Sheeta.
Same thing with Shida. Yuka Sakazaki left Joshi Pro and then never
Showed up again.
showed up in AEW. So everyone's confused what's happening with that. But the women's division has gotten better.
Yeah, it has. They brought in Perazzo, right? So
Yeah, you need
that's
Jamie
already.
Hayter back.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa being back is a big help.
Yeah.
Um, and I think generally that's good. Ring of Honor either needs a few permanent roster people
Well, I mean,
or
they got now Mercedes Martinez is kind of making a return. Diamante's coming back into that. You got an up and comer in Billy Starks. I think this whole thing with Stokely Hathaway and Statlander and Willow Nightingale, I think that's going to add a little bit of fresh air to the women's division in Ring of Honor.
I just think that they need either more larger name permanent members or a lot more crossover. Like a lot of people or a lot of AEW people that have nothing to do need to start showing up all the time on Ring of Honor. Ethan Page needs to be in
Ring of Honor.
prominent
Yeah.
in the title pictures on Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
either TV title or the world title,
World title. Yeah.
or put him in Bullet Club.
Yeah.
But they also
Yeah.
just turned him face, and I don't think he wants to
No,
go back.
I think his spot is going to be prominently against Adam Cole and his faction there.
Yeah.
I think so. That would be the perfect spot for him if you really want to put him over. I think Page and Adam Cole can have a fantastic series of matches. Have him work up to it. Have him face Michael Bennett, then have him face like Roderick Strong, and then finally kind of like build up to the final boss
I
kind of
mean,
thing.
if you can keep Cole healthy, I think the ideal thing to do is have him win the Ring of Honor title,
Yeah,
have him hold that for a bit, have him lose it, and then go right for the AEW title and win. But you would need to keep him healthy for like a solid year and a half for that to
yeah,
happen. And not have him make dumb decisions like jumping off the side of the ramp when he could have just went down the
yeah.
stairs.
Because the issue they're having right now is how are you going to get this belt off of Eddie Kingston?
Yeah, and especially because they keep treating it like it's 3 belts that you have to win.
Yeah. Because what, joking around now, Eddie Kingston has been champ for almost 150 days and
He
he's
needs to
moving.
lose 1 belt.
He needs to lose all the belts.
I know he does, but like I could care less if he loses the strong belt because realistically that doesn't mean shit to me. One of the other 2 belts has to drop.
You know what? Jacob Fatu's in New Japan Strong. Matt Riddle even
Have a
have
have
one.
a have a 3-way match.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
That
Eddie Kingston needs to lose. Let him keep the Continental Championship. That's fine. That's his belt. Whatever. I don't care.
it's also
More.
a tertiary belt, so it's like third
Yeah.
tier. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But you have the World Championship on him in the Ring of Honor, and you have New Japan Strong's top championship on him as well. Those need to come off. Like, I mean, the running gag is that he's the king of the bums. The guy is a bum,
That's why he's the king of the bums. You
right?
ever
So,
see John Wick? Which I
mhm.
know you have. That's a
Yeah, irrelevant question, but
He's
yes,
the Lawrence Fishburne
he's the king of the bums. That's right. He's gonna
of
send pigeon
AEW.
carriers
Yeah.
everywhere, and he's gonna give John Wick a suit, and
Like he has name recognition to a point, but he's not as important as the Assassins gang, like
mhm,
their gang is like big and does a lot of stuff, but they know their place and they don't belong at the top of the card.
right? They know they're mid carders at best. They're jobbers.
Yeah, they are.
They're the jobbers of the John Wick. Like, I mean, because we were discussing this last week when I had people over for the Rumble. Right now, AEW is directionless.
Yeah, and it's weird because they have finally a lot of good storylines going on, but they don't know what direction they're going with those stories. So even
Yeah,
though the stories are playing out well, the end game of all of those stories is like they don't know where it's going.
they don't. The only thing they have some sort of concrete thing is Samoa Joe.
All I know is you can continue to give me Swerve and Hangman forever, and I'm not going to get
And
tired
I
of
won't
it.
be upset about that.
It's
But then
so
again,
good.
like they need to be Swerve needs to move up the card. Swerve needs a belt around him. Have him beat Orange. Like I'm tired of Orange again. Like Orange,
I was tired of Orange when he won it back. I like the character. I think he's a good wrestler, but I just so tired of watching the same match every single
yeah.
Wednesday, Saturday night.
Like I get it. Orange is a guy you can rely on and have him go out and put on a decent match every week. But have him do that, but he doesn't need to be defending a belt
But see, the
every.
problem they have is that they have the old WWE problem. Sorry.
Hmm.
They have WWE 2018, 2019, 2020 problem where they're constantly trying to give the belt to old guys that don't need the belt. No, it doesn't matter that they're old. It's that they don't need to be champion. But they think
Hmm.
by giving them the belt, they're getting some kind of value out of it. So like having John Moxley win the international title doesn't mean anything to me. If you want to give
It's like when Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt for the championship.
yeah,
What was the point of it?
give that belt to someone up and coming like a Ricky Starks and have John Moxley win the Continental title. That's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Have Claudio win the Continental title. You want to have name value to a belt? Let fucking Bryan Danielson win the world title. That's fucking name value to me.
Yeah. Like the only belt that has any secondary belt that has any type of prestige right now is Christian with the TNT championship.
Yeah, but we know that's not happening. Give the international belt to Jay White. Let him be a double champion with the Ring of Honor trios titles and make him look good like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
You're not giving up two huge belts of your company, right? But you're making him look good by letting him double belt. That's someone who should have two belts, not fucking Eddie
Yeah.
Kingston.
Yeah, because right now, like go looking at the stats, Orange Cassidy has held the belt a combined 500 or 450 days.
That's it.
The belt is barely 2 years old.
Okay, how many defenses does he have?
Oh, that I don't know, but he has a lot of them, like at least 100.
Yeah, that's your record, right? You wanted to cement him. There you go. He has 100, like,
Yeah.
50 defenses
The
of the
the first
international title.
champion, Pac, only held the belt for 100 days.
Okay, tell me the rest. Keep going.
Ray Phoenix 20, John Moxley 17, and that's it. That's
I
it.
think that's a good group of people to have had the belt.
Right. But the fact that Orange Cassidy has held it for 450 days, like Miro, give it to Miro and have him run with it. Just destroy people.
I think they're just really worried about Miro's personal goings on. Like, he's not someone that you can trust on social media.
He has a lot
And
going on behind the scenes.
he's also just someone with like a bad mouth. Like, you can't
Yeah.
control what he says. He says a lot of really dumb shit. And on top of that, it's like, is he gonna show up today to be 100%? Is he gonna get injured? Is he
He's
gonna give us his
unreliable.
all?
Yeah.
Is he, and it's like, do we want him to be a champion? That's how I think they see it. I don't feel
Yeah.
I like him.
Okay. Give it to Swerve.
Yeah, I definitely give it to Swerve. I 100% or Hangman. Have them
Yeah.
battle over that.
Even if it's a back and forth, do a best of 7 series for the belt.
Have one of them win it, hold it for a bit, like not that long, and then let the other one win. Hangman doesn't need as much
Clout.
time recognition. Just the fact that he's won the belt is enough, I think. So you
Yeah.
have him win it, hold it till the next pay-per-view, and then have Swerve hold it for a year after that. You know what I mean? Do something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the Continental Classic, they made it so that it could be defended all over it. Then guess what happened? They won it and he doesn't fucking defend it ever.
No. Eddie, like that's the thing. Like, and they're Roman Reignsing Eddie Kingston. Like, I hate harping on Eddie Kingston that we always do, but they're Roman Reignsing him with the 3 belts.
Have David Finley beat him and hold both white
All
belts.
4 belts.
Wait, is their belt white?
No.
It's black, right?
Yeah.
It looks almost the same
They
as
look
the
similar. Yes.
global whatever.
Have David Finley all 4 belts.
All four belts.
All 4 belts. But going back to what we were saying about the free agency, Finley is a guy that could be done with the company. Like we said, Finn Balor's contract is up with WWE as well,
Okay,
and there's
hold on.
talks.
We haven't talked about WWE.
No, we have not.
There's big talks of Julia. There's
Hmm.
talks of Nakajima. There's talks of Okada, but I think those are debunked.
Yeah,
There's talks
Okada,
of
I don't think
Sasha
is.
Banks. I think those are debunked.
She would have showed up at the Rumble.
Yeah. They did get Naomi back. We know
Hmm.
that. They got Maddie Rankowski. They're
Hmm.
supposed to be getting Camille, but now apparently Camille's signing to AEW.
Oh, really?
We
I
don't
guess
know
she
for
didn't want to go
sure.
to it
Or
because she didn't.
TNA. There's the big two names now are TNA and AEW,
Yeah, I don't think she wanted to go to NXT.
which apparently this is the rumor. So you can take this how you want, and I want to
Hmm.
hear your opinion. I saw multiple outlets report that if Okada should sign to WWE, he
It's
will be forced to report to NXT.
NXT. Yeah, yeah, kind of like what they.
Imagine signing Hulk Hogan and being like, "Well, you got to wrestle on Shotgun Saturday night for a bit before we let you wrestle on Nitro."
Yeah, but I mean, they did that to Kenta. They did that to Nakamura.
Okay, think of the names you're saying.
I would
Okada's
put
way bigger than Nakamura now. Than Nakamura
now,
wasn't.
yes, but at the time, Nakamura when he signed
No,
with.
like he was really big. Okada is like the face of the entire franchise. When
That's
Nakamura left, he was huge, but he was in a debate between him
Tanahashi
and
and
Tanahashi, and at that point, even Naito was really big, and Prince
yeah,
Devitt. Like there was other big names, right?
yeah,
Okada is like clearly the
head and
guy
shoulder. Yeah,
in Japan, not the
when you
best wrestler.
no, but when you think of New Japan, you're gonna either think of Okada or Tanahashi.
And also NXT 2.0 was a different beast where they were putting on matches with big name indie people were
Hmm.
signing there and from other companies. It was like the NXT now. Imagine Okada on NXT now. Who's he going to wrestle? Tony D'Angelo? Like this is,
Dijak.
but do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Okada versus Dragonov would be good.
yeah, but it's Okada shouldn't even be in a match with Dragunov.
No. Like as good as Dragonov is, Okada's just
Okada's a guy you bring in and immediately he's wrestling you for your world title,
Mhm.
or he's immediately winning your secondary belt. He doesn't come in and like dink around. Okada's not here for you to tell a story for him. You know,
Yeah.
he's not here to finish the story. He's
No.
not here to cut promos. He doesn't speak English.
Actually, he did pretty good at the TNA show.
He said like 4 words. Okay. I watched it. It was literally like, I like here, TNA, good time.
Forever.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
but it's and I'm not an Okada fan, but you don't do that.
No.
Even doing what they did to Jay White to me is like until,
Sacrilege almost.
until they built the Bullet Club Gold and then they added the guns where it started to take off. Until that point, it was like, what are they doing
It
with this
was it
guy?
was stale. Probably the best heel New Japan has ever had.
He was the best heel in all of wrestling at that point,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. But
And
yeah, I mean, yeah, that is the rumor that he may be having to report to NXT, but you're right though. He's got to be a guy that comes in right away, beats someone like Gunther
yeah,
or Logan Paul.
or anyone, it's Okada. This is
Yeah.
not like, once again, this is like you getting prime Tanahashi in your company and being like, well, we're gonna start you up in what was it? You're gonna wrestle on Sunday Night Heat until you're ready to come to
Yeah.
SmackDown.
You're,
Like,
you're gonna
no.
wrestle Scotty Too Hottie for the next couple
Yeah,
weeks.
no. You know, it and like we said, like I said, it's the NXT product when it was black and gold was a
Mhm.
different product than what it is now. Now it's a,
It was a super indies.
yeah, and now it's a system where you develop. It's a developmental system.
Yeah.
Imagine if you brought Okada to AEW and he only wrestled on Dark.
Yeah. Or Revolution.
You mean Rampage. But it's like you're not doing
Yeah.
that. You're not signing Okada to New Japan and he's gonna be in Strong. You know, he's
Yeah.
wrestling on DDT. He's not wrestling on main card Noah. Like, no, that's not what we're doing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I just named way too many things, but you
Yes.
now like,
No, I get what you're trying to imply here though, for sure, for
this
sure.
is the guy. This is like when you shake up a hat of the best names in wrestling, you have a 1 in 20 chance to pull his name out. He's
Yeah.
top 20 guys in all of wrestling right now that exist.
Name in terms of name value, yeah,
Name
absolutely.
value and skill. Like, he's
Yeah.
not my favorite, but he's Okada puts on good matches. He
Yeah.
can go. Plus, I think in my opinion, I think he's just too hard hitting for AEW. I mean for WWE. I think
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of guys get hurt by him because he only knows how to fucking go 1,000%.
110%. Yeah.
Yeah. Those rainmakers are hitting you, buddy.
Yes.
And Okada's known as a guy who hits hard and doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
We
It'll
saw him
be
punch Kiyomi in the face a few
yes.
times.
It'll be a lot harder than Bradshaw's clothesline from hell.
Yeah, and he's another guy too, right? You step in the
Yeah.
ring with Bradshaw, you're probably gonna get the shit kicked out of
You're gonna
you.
get hurt. You're
I'm
gonna
not
get
saying he can't wrestle on WWE. I'm just saying it's
you're
gonna
gonna hurt.
be a growing pains.
Yeah.
You know, like Nakamura was not that guy. Nakamura was always a very skillful, methodical, like
More
he could
finesse based.
finesse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okada's like, I'm just gonna drop kick you right in the face.
Yeah. He does have the most beautiful drop kick in
Oh,
the
it's
game
so
though.
nice. I mean, it is the most, but there's a few guys that are pretty close.
Pretty
Kiyomiya has a really nice drop kick.
Yes.
Who's the other one? There's another Noah guy with a really nice drop kick. Is it
I know
Go?
Takeshita has a really nice drop kick too.
Takeshita has a really nice drop kick. Oh my god, Takeshita versus Okada. That's
Oof.
what I want to see.
Yeah.
This is fan booking to me.
This is yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Like you said,
I don't care
like
where he signs.
as long as he signs somewhere, as long as
Just
we
don't
get to
start him in NXT, please.
yeah. Um, Anybody else you have to talk about in terms of before we move on to our next part of
Free
the
agency? I don't
yeah.
know because like NWA hasn't got anybody. GCW isn't really signing people.
No.
I have a theory that I think that Slamovich and Killer Kelly's contracts are ending, and that's why they're doing what they did.
Yeah, I think there's talks that they're going to be fully going to GCW.
You think so?
Yeah.
They'd
As
have to
even though
pay a lot, I
I'd
think.
love to see them like they'd fit in perfectly in NXT.
They'd fit in perfectly anywhere. I would love to see Masha show up on fucking AEW and just destroy everybody and win the
Hmm.
title.
Yeah. Have her destroy Julia Hart.
She's so good.
Yeah. But even in you want to bolster your women's tag team division in WWE, have them come in and absolutely destroy and win it.
But I just think with
Because
Alba
I think
Fire
MK
and
Ultra versus the Kabuki Warriors,
yeah, I agree. But now that they're getting all their injured people back, the top tier females are starting to move from NXT to the
mhm,
main roster, and plus they're still signing other people. I think
yeah,
there's no room left because
no,
WWE is once again one of those places where they're very reluctant to move off of the old names. Like Becky Lynch and Charlotte are still always in the title picture, even
yeah,
though it's like, come on now.
they don't need it anymore.
Yeah. They should just be in feuds, random like good storyline feuds that have nothing to do with belts. That's where I would have them.
They should be at the point where they put the younger talent over.
Yeah. And it's but it they
And
don't
like
do
I
that.
said, this is going to be, I think, the last run for Bailey.
I do too. I think Bailey's gonna leave.
This is her last run,
Yeah.
at least in WWE. We were talking about this too the night when I had the guys over for the Rumble. We were saying, I think we were saying we think she still might be hurt,
She
like
could be.
not 100% fully healed yet,
So do you think
because
she gets
she doesn't.
shelved all the way to Mania?
I think so because if you notice, she's been hidden a lot in multi-person tag. She rarely has a singles match anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And she, even before her, she used to post workout videos. She used to like go hard in the gym and she doesn't go as hard as she used to. Like, don't get me wrong, she could still go in the ring and she's just as talented. And if she has someone that's good, like if she, like she can have a, even if she's slightly hurt, she'll still have a fantastic match against Io Sky because those two can carry each other.
Makes sense. Maybe she is, yeah. Who
That's our
knows?
theory. Yeah, that's our theory. But I think this is the last run for Bailey.
That's just a theory.
Just a theory.
A
Oh, jeez.
game theory. Yeah, I'm willing to agree with that.
Yeah. So I think that covers everything we want to talk about free agency. Let's talk about before we get into their television deal, let's talk about these new allegations against Vince. We
Fuck him.
won't yeah, we won't stay long on this topic. Um, what he did is inexcusable. He's a piece of shit, literally human being, and I'm glad that he's finally officially gone.
And I'm not here being like, oh, like I'm not sitting here crying,
No,
parenting about this shit, but I will absolutely die on this hill that everyone who even remotely heard it in passing while working there needs to be fired. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's every single person in upper management to the point where you have to rebuild this whole company. They all need to get fired for knowing about this.
I think that's the reason Kevin Dunn left.
I think that's the reason Stephanie left. Stephanie knew that more shit was about to come out and she wanted to get out of the
Yeah.
company while she
But
could.
Kevin Dunn also left at the end of last month because he knew something was on the horizon that he wanted to leave before his name got thrown into it too.
Yeah. So let's see. But they all need to go. John Laurinaitis
He's already
is
gone.
he's already gone, but he's gonna get in trouble for this.
He's
Brock
probably going to go to
Lesnar
jail
got
for
pulled out of
this.
the Rumble for this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like there is no way with how close they were with Vince that Shawn and Triple H didn't know about this.
Didn't know about, yeah.
They definitely probably did something with this woman as well. I think as the date approaches for the court, I think there's more evidence is gonna be presented, and I think they're gonna clear house. I think you're gonna see wrestlers get pulled out. There's gonna be a lot because
Someone like Road
this
Dogg
didn't
too.
happen a long time ago. This happened in like 2018, 2019.
Yeah, within the last 10 years.
And a lot of those wrestlers were during getting contract signings during that time, and the whole thing says that during contract signings they used her as like a
A
deal
promotion.
sweetener.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a deal sweetener. Yeah, yeah. Which is apprehendable. Like it's abhorrible. Like
Which
I
is
don't
why I
con
think everybody needs to go. There's no excuse here. Triple H
yeah.
100% knew about it and he needs to get fired. I'm sorry. That's just what it is.
Yeah. As much as he's doing good with the company right now, if he knew about it, he's involved.
And
And
TKO is not stupid. They
it's
just
guilty
did
by
this deal.
association. Like
You're
you
not going to
saw,
take the hit in the stock market. You're going to fire everybody.
well, you saw what happened. Like as soon as these allegations came out, Slim Jim said, uh-uh. And they, as soon as Vince stepped, like as soon as they got rid of Vince, Slim Jim said, okay, fine, now we'll come back because they were ready to pull out their sponsorship again.
It's clear, clean house.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do right now, because we don't condone any of those actions. We don't condone the mistreatment of people in general, at all, at
And this
all.
is on like a new level.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
still going to make Brock Lesnar jokes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
That's
for
about
sure.
it.
That's what we do. We make Brock Lesnar jokes. But less we talk about that, the better. Let's move into this Netflix Endeavor deal that they have. Starting January 2025,
I
Raw will
think
be exclusively on Netflix.
I think it's a WWE only cares that they're getting $5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Because that immediately boosts their equity to the moon.
Yep.
They don't need to do anything from now on. As long as they have advertisers, they'll be good. They don't even need to have anybody watch the show for the next 10 years.
And the fact that TNA is somehow involved with this as well. They have Endeavor that is doing in charge of their streaming service.
Yeah, I think it's just you're going to be able to access it maybe through
Mm-hmm.
something. But the bad part for us is we're going to lose the WWE network. Yeah, or at
Yeah.
least we're going to lose anything that relates to Raw will be removed off of WWE network and moved to Netflix.
Same thing with the PLEs, I believe, as well.
So I know I believe this deal is just only to air Raw.
Is it?
We can look it up.
That's right. Peacock has the deals for PLE for another 2 years. They have it until 2026.
Yeah, and the deal for Netflix starts in 2025, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So I think the network here in Canada, and in terms of what we watch on the internet, like the WWE network,
you know what? Our Netflix might not even get it.
no, our Netflix will get it. It's Canada. It's US,
Yeah, but we don't
Canada.
have a lot of their shit we don't have.
No, but it's a deal that it's going to involve the US, Canada, all of Latin America, the UK, and Germany and France, I believe it is.
Either
So,
way, I think this hurts them in a sense because what became like WWE is big on ratings. Now there's no such thing as ratings once you're on Netflix. Okay, number one.
mhm.
Number two, it's changes the way that it is because I don't need to show up on Monday to watch it anymore. You're gonna get people that are gonna wait like 2 or 3 episodes of Raw and then
That's the thing
binge
too.
three
They're saying it
episodes.
may not even air on Mondays anymore.
There you go, right? So, but either way, you're gonna get people that are gonna wait 2, 3 episodes and then binge watch it. So the ratings, the actual ratings for Raw are gonna drop because people are not gonna find it necessary to be there to watch live Raw
And you know what's
anymore.
going to happen too is they're just going to go in, watch the matches, maybe if it was a good segment here and there, but they're going to fast forward through everything else. They're going to just scrub through everything. They're not going to watch the full episode.
Well, there's no urgency for me to get there to watch it because I can watch it tomorrow. I can watch it the next day. I can watch it
Yeah.
when I'm off work.
And fast forward through all the bullshit.
Yeah. So I think that in terms of like what would be ratings, that's gonna hurt them.
Yeah. But I don't think they care about the ratings at this
They
point.
don't
It's the
because they got
money.
lump
It
sum.
was Vince. Vince was always about the ratings. Nick Khan is more of, does this make good business sense and will it make me money?
Well, you
And
did. You made more money than you would have made, period, off it with $5
yeah.
billion dollars.
So with that, we also get announced that Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has been appointed to the board of directors at TKO.
Which is a good thing in a sense and a bad thing in a sense
Because we were
because
joking, he's going to Tanahashi himself.
yeah, well, his daughter immediately got the push as soon as that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as the talks started that he was gonna get it, she became the GM or whatever.
Yeah. His cousin had a prominent role in the Rumble, Nia Jax.
Yeah. So I expect a lot of that bullshit.
There might be some nepotism going on there. Yes. But even though they have someone who's much more talented than Santino's daughter,
Yeah, but is she still there?
Ariana Grace is still there. Yes. I think she's hurt though.
Yeah, I think she had a knee injury or something, but I
Yeah.
thought they let her go.
No, she's still with the company. Oh, have her go to TNA and have him introduce his daughter. She comes out as the Santina gimmick.
Yeah, to do that. That would be amazing. Son of a gun.
You send him a gun. But yeah, I mean, and I think this is what makes it more feasible for them. They want what makes more good business sense, especially now that they're a conglomerate under TKO. It's money because UFC doesn't care about ratings. It's how many buys they have, how many subscribers they have. You know what I mean? Like that's what UFC focuses on. And I think they're trying to apply that model more to
Yeah.
WWE in terms of branding deals, money deals, sponsorship deals. I wouldn't go out of the way to start if we start seeing sponsorship deals on the mat.
Yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised if they sign another deal with, it doesn't have to be Netflix, like Prime or whoever, for UFC, where like, because they're all about selling their pay-per-views, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have it so like there's a window of like 6 years. So anything, as soon as the dates start passing, anything prior to 6 years starts popping up. You can watch it for free on Prime, the old
Yeah.
pay-per-views, as long as it's out of that window. And as we move forward, they keep popping up the new ones.
Yeah.
So that way it keeps people buying the ones that they want them to buy on like Fight TV. They don't lose their
Yeah.
deal with Fight TV and shit. But then you also get this $1 billion deal with, and Amazon will pay
Oh
five
yeah.
billion dollars for old UFC events. Believe me, they will.
Oh
They're
yeah.
they're so much more rich than Netflix. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Prime is making a lot more money.
Well, it's Amazon, right?
Yeah.
The price for Prime is insane
Yeah.
because you pay a yearly lump sum of what,
Some odd dollars. Yeah. I
hundred
think
some
it's
odd dollars. You get
119.
Prime and you get Prime Video and Prime Music for free.
And on top of that, Prime Photo. Not too many people know about the photo storage that you get for free.
There you
Unlimited.
unlimited. But there you go, right? And it's pretty crazy to me that that's like available when you're paying like 17.99 a month for Netflix.
$14.99 for premium Disney Plus now.
It's $18 with
Oh,
tax.
$18.99. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's 18.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I almost want to cancel it, but the thing I like about Disney is their options of TV shows is so big. There's so
Yes.
many good shows to watch on there.
Yeah.
Prime is like has really good stuff, but you have to pick through it. And Netflix becomes this thing where it's like I kind of only have it now because I can download stuff and watch it on the subway.
Yeah.
And like their comedy specials. Other than that, they're like Netflix is hit and
I
miss.
just finished watching season 11 of American Horror Story, the New York City one. That one was
Is
fantastic.
it? I've
Oh, it
never.
was
I only watched
fat.
season one.
Season 11 is the best season.
Actually, which was The Witches? Season three.
I think so, yeah.
I watched season one and season three.
Yeah, but
Season two
this
I
one
heard is the
takes
best one, which is the Asylum.
yeah, this one takes place in the 80s throughout the AIDS pandemic. It was so good. I highly recommend it.
Okay, I'll check that.
It's I
But
think
then you're gonna watch something.
mm,
You're gonna go on Netflix. And you're gonna watch the new stand-up thing by Pete Davidson. I don't even like Pete Davidson. This is one of the best stand-up things I've ever watched. I
okay.
couldn't believe it. From
Because
start to
Netflix
finish, I
had
was shocked.
some pretty crappy stand-up shows.
Netflix also has some of the best stand-up shows.
Yeah, that's true
Okay.
too. But
But
I
yeah, Pete
digress
Davidson.
here.
Yeah, we're digressing.
Way off topic, way off topic. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this could be good and this could be bad. How do you think AEW is gonna
I think
retaliate?
AEW is already planning to have some kind of service with somebody. Maybe it's Amazon.
Right, but now they don't have because they were all about the ratings. We're beating them in ratings. It's a competition. Now they don't have that anymore.
So, but their ratings might go up because people don't have WWE to watch on TV and don't want to pay for Netflix.
I think this may be a good position for TNA for ratings to go up.
It will be too, I think. But if one of those companies can get AEW on a service, like who does Warner Brothers have a HBO Max?
HBO Max, yeah, that's the talk right now.
If you get, because that would be great for us. So if you get if you can get them on HBO Max, even if it's not live, but you just have the back catalog there, so every next week the old episode of
A
Dynamite pops
Dynamite
up.
is up.
Because on the network, it's bad. It's like you have to wait a month for the Raw to pop up on the
Yeah,
fucking network.
yeah. But and even if it's just old episodes of Dynamite, I'm fine with that. It's what the PLEs can stay on Fight for now. Like that's fine. But
God, that worries me because I paid a lot of money for some of those PLEs. Am I gonna lose the rights if they?
no, they'll keep them. Like that's officially there.
Yeah,
Like
but how
those are
long is the
there.
contract? When does it expire? When the contract expires, am I gonna
Yeah.
lose all the
Because
things
I
that
got
I paid
quite a
for?
few on there too. I got
Yeah,
I got the Forbidden Doors on there. I got like a
I have
couple
almost every
ROH.
pay-per-view of last year.
Yeah. So yeah, same here. But we'll see. We'll see. I think that's it for this state. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Before we go, make sure if you want more content like this that you like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that little bell so you know when more stuff like this drops. Like I said, let's grow this channel even bigger in 2024. So with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.